Hinds calls for focus on democratic distribution of oil revenues. Dr. David Hinds, prominent political commentator and member of the Working People's Alliance, WPA, has emphasized the need for democratic and equitable distribution of Guyana's oil wealth. In a recent address, Hinds reflected on Guyana's challenges as a small, divided nation negotiating complex oil contracts with multinational corporations like ExxonMobil, while stressing the importance of focusing on fair distribution of current revenues rather than solely advocating for a contract renegotiation. Dr. Hinds acknowledged the complexities faced by the Guyana government during the initial oil contract negotiations, particularly given the country's long-standing political and social divisions. Expecting a divided nation to negotiate a robust contract was too much, Hinds stated. He argued that the lack of unity within the coalition government, including the exclusion of his party, the WPA, from critical discussions, was a significant oversight. He also highlighted the absence of key experts, like Professor Clive Thomas, from the negotiations, which he sees as a missed opportunity to strengthen the national approach to the oil sector. While acknowledging calls for a renegotiation of Guyana's oil contract, Dr. Hinds emphasized a more pragmatic approach, ensuring that the current oil revenues are distributed fairly and justly to all Guyanese citizens. The chances of getting the crumbs distributed democratically, justly, and fairly are higher than getting a renewed contract from Exxon, Hinds said. He argued that while it is legitimate to advocate for contract renewal, it is equally critical to focus on what has already been earned, particularly the $2 billion in oil revenues Guyana generated in the first half of 2024. This is not crumbs, Hinds declared, in response to critiques suggesting the current oil revenues are insufficient. He emphasized that while these figures may be small compared to Exxon's overall profits, they represent a significant gain for Guyana. The oil sector grew by 48.7%. That's a substantial achievement for our country. Dr. Hinds also touched on concerns over national sovereignty raised by Christopher Ram and others who argue that the current contract compromises Guyana's sovereignty. While agreeing with the principle, Hinds offered a broader historical perspective, pointing out that Guyana's sovereignty has been compromised since independence. He argued that the country's post-independence economic realities, shaped by global powers and economic systems like the Bretton Woods Agreement, have long limited true sovereignty. Our sovereignty has always been compromised, Hinds explained. He pointed out that even after independence, Guyana remained reliant on foreign companies for marketing its natural resources, a reality that continues today. Dr. Hinds concluded by highlighting what he sees as a critical aspect of sovereignty, ensuring that the people of Guyana benefit equally from the nation's oil revenues. The right of the people to benefit equally and equitably and justly from whatever is coming in is the sovereignty that matters now. He urged the government and opposition to focus on fair distribution of the oil wealth to advance the principle of equality and social justice in Guyana. As Guyana continues to navigate its oil future, Dr. Hinds' message serves as a reminder of the need for unity, fairness, and the protection of both national and people's sovereignty.